We've got a jam-packed episode today of the O Show, everything crypto, every single day, because Trump is pumping Bitcoin. He is pumping crypto. The markets are pumping. Okay? Is this an altcoin season? What's going on? Everything is going up. NFTs are pumping. Ethereum NFTs at that. Yeah. It seems like we are having a great summer so far. So let's go ahead and do a mini recap of what happened last week. Let's also do an update of what happened over the weekend and what just broke today, because it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. When you have companies with endless amounts of capital that are buying a finite asset, that's something you should be paying attention to, okay? Something you should be paying attention to. Sorry, my nose. Also, too, Mixing graciously posted Germany's portfolio update. They own $819 worth of Bitcoin. Germany, the country, they sold about 50,000 Bitcoin at around $54,000 around. Okay. And they could have made $3.2 billion around that. Okay. Do not be like Germany. And I actually would love to see every single person watching this show own at least $1,000 of Bitcoin so that you can say, I own more Bitcoin than Germany. And I'm not a ding dong like the people of Germany. Well, not the people, but the public servants, you know? But that's pretty crazy stuff. Okay. That's pretty crazy stuff. Good morning to TikTok babes, to YouTube babes, to Twitch, and of course to Rumble. We got to give a shout out to our channel members over here. Good morning to Mr. John Legend. Sorry guys, my nose is, I got something in there. I tried this new setting spray from L'Oreal and it's like crazy. So I think blue stuff on my nose. Good morning to Mr. R, to Mr. Legend. Who else? Where's my gorgeous Julie and my Alexandra? They'll be here. They'll be here. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into it because there's a lot to discuss. And we got some Ripple news too. Ripple news too. All right. I feel good today. Oh, I actually have to I figured out what was wrong with me. I got to give you guys a health update. But I have to get a couple more tests, but I know what it is and it's manageable. I got this. Anyways, let's go get straight into it because it's not. Are you a babe if you want to be? If not, that's fine too. Whatever y'all want. I just like saying nice things to people because why not? So first story. Trump Media. This one's a hot one. Trump Media announces its purchase. Oh, no. Yeah. Trump and Media announces its purchase for Bitcoin Treasury reach $2 billion. Trump Media DJT discloses Bitcoin purchase. Announcement follows a $2.5 billion capital raise to build a treasury earlier this year. Currently holds $2 billion in Bitcoin. Firm also holds $300 million in options for the acquisition of Bitcoin-related securities. He is doing what Michael Saylor is doing. Well, it's not even necessarily him. So people are mad about it because it's the president of the United States. It's not directly his company, though. But this is why I told you guys. This is why I said, and I've been saying it for months, grift ethically and legally. Listen to hear JP Morgan and BlackRock and all these people. Hear what they're saying and watch what they do. Okay? There's laws created for a reason. We can get into that debate at all we want to do and argue about and say, I'm poor because of this and this happened, woe is me, and be negative. But guess what? That's not going to change the current system. If you're watching this, you're probably not an accredited investor, meaning you don't make $250,000 a year, you don't have $1 million in assets, and that's not a slam. That's most of Americans. But what these people are doing, what I've been consistently telling you guys to do, is grift legally and ethically within the constraints of the law. That's what these guys are doing. Do what they are doing. You're not going to be able to do it to the extent they're doing. But this is why I say have a good CPA, have good legal, read, educate yourself, and act accordingly. So you can be mad at Trump and his business and all that type of stuff, whatever, but he's doing what he can do within the constraints of the law. Do I agree with it? Does it really matter? He's doing it. It's not going to change it. So instead of harping on it, let's cover these news stories. Let's talk about what these guys are doing. And then let's figure out how to make as much money as legally and ethically as possible so that we can improve our quality of life, take care of our families and our communities. Yeah. Let's do it. We got this. So that's what's going on. And then before this announcement, of course, he posted this on True Social. The greatest Bitcoin explanation of all time. And this is from Crypto Week last week and whatnot. It's a 6-minute clip, so we're not going to listen to it, but it's basically an explanation of what Bitcoin is and why it's important. And again, you don't have to be a crazy Bitcoiner, okay? We diversify. We love to diversify because that's where we make the money. Probably Bitcoin's great too, but we love diversification. So right now, the narrative is Bitcoin. Numbers going up. People are very excited. We have the president of the United States talking about it. We've got the spot ETFs. We've got all of these options. But the coolest thing about Bitcoin and the coolest thing about all of you guys that are watching right now is that you know about Bitcoin, you know how to self-custody it, and you are able to do this without anyone's permission. Shout out to Lawrence and to Julie. And the cool thing about it is you don't have to go through BlackRock. You don't have to go through JP Morgan or whomever. You can buy Bitcoin and hold it yourself. Or maybe you don't like Bitcoin. You can do it with XRP, whatever it is. But we love to see that. We love it because you guys have been here. So you're already a step ahead of these people. And if you own $1,000 or more Bitcoin, you've beat Germany. You've beat an entire country. And I'm not a Bitcoin maximalist, but we focus heavily on Bitcoin in this channel. We cover altcoins, and I support your guys' choice as hardworking, honest American taxpayers and from abroad to use critical thinking and make good choices for yourselves. I believe you guys. Exchanges are never safe. Exchanges are a great tool to buy crypto and to hold crypto on it until you're comfortable enough to utilize cold storage. For now. So Trump posted this. Next, we've got Mr. Chris from crypto.com. Also, before we talk about this, I want to give a really, really big shout out to crypto.com. I had some sort of security issue and they responded right away. He actually responded right away to me. So we're going to get it situated. There's nothing wrong with the exchange at all. It's functioning perfectly fine. But big shout out to them. I love exchanges that prioritize customer service. Absolutely love it. And people in the industry that care about it. So big shout out to crypto.com. I use them. I like them. They're wonderful. I've used them since before they were crypto.com, before they were Crow. They were MCO. And I bought that on Bittrex. I used to have that. So Chris from crypto.com said, and I am following him. I don't know why it always does that. But anyways, I'm following him. Justin, Trump Media buys $2 billion worth of Bitcoin for its treasury. Chris from Crypto.com, CEO. Crypto.com is proud to work with TMTG on the execution of this Bitcoin purchase. Remember, he was at a lot of the meetings. And we love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. So congratulations to Crypto.com for executing that purchase. That's awesome. I don't know. People are calling for, we'll do price predictions or we'll do charts in a little bit, you guys. Shout out to Lawrence for the $5 super chat. But this is one thing we don't do on this channel. I'm not going to give you guys crazy price predictions. I like to be really moderately conservative because it's a market. You never know what's going to happen. But calling for $100 XRP by December is a little bit cuckoo. Little bit cuckoo. Could XRP hit $100 one day? Possibly. But right now, I feel like a nice, good target that we can all feel comfortable with is at least $5.89. I don't like to do too crazy, okay? Because then it gets you guys to get cuckoo up here, and we don't want that. We want you guys to make as much money as ethically as possible, and that's part of profit taking, making moon bags, okay? So anyways, that's what's going on with Bitcoin. And now there's another story, but CNBC is not working. But it's about Tom Lee. He said, and he's from Fundstrat, and he's the guy that's buying and creating an Ethereum strategic reserve. Bitcoin could be worth over $1 million per coin in the next few years, says Fundstrat's Tom Lee. Key points. 200,000, 250,000 per Bitcoin still makes sense because that would still only value it at 25% of the size of the gold market. So he's utilizing the gold market cap. Digital gold means Bitcoin should be worth over 1 million. And it could happen in the next few years, maybe 25% of that, especially when the Genius Act makes sense. So Genius Act, if you guys don't remember, it was the bill that passed last week. Trump signed it into law. So Genius Act is about stablecoin regulation. I've done a couple videos about it, why it could potentially destroy yield and whatnot, but we're not quite there yet. But moral of the story is we're starting to see a lot of really high Bitcoin price reactions, okay? A lot of high ones. And again, I've told you guys, I'm not planning on selling any of my Bitcoin. That's part of my tier 1 thing. Planning on holding on to it for a very, very long time, possibly and handing it down to my kids. One thing I will say though, is that we now have, because crypto is becoming more mainstream, there might be options to utilize crypto as collateral for a mortgage or for a loan or different things like that. We've heard Plute talk about that. So what I might do is I might actually, and I am planning on selling majority of my Ethereum because I've been holding since like 2018. Okay, guys. So you got to realize some of those profits. But you have your trading and investing strategy, but my Bitcoin, I don't know if I want to sell that, because if I can use that for collateral to buy properties and real estate, which is what I really want to do, hey, but again, to each their own, whatever works for you guys. Okay. Whatever works for you guys. And then I want to get into this, Ethereum stuff over here, because it's about Mr. Tom Lee. Because he's talking about all this stuff. Ethereum could be worth 15,000 medium term, 4,000 target in the short term. And this is from Tom Lee from Fundstrat. So again, he's got these really, really big price predictions for Ethereum. He's also an Ethereum bag holder like myself. He's got the Ethereum treasury through Fundstrat. But he's saying short-term target 4,000 by end of July. That's very much doable. Medium, long-term target 10,000 to 15,000, possibly by year of end. And he says that Ethereum's preferred chain is TradFi's preferred chain as tokenization in stablecoins. And a lot of firms are using Ethereum for tokenization, and Ethereum does host over 60% of tokenized RWAs. However, Ondo does tokenize or does RWAs, HBAR does, a lot of other projects do as well. Okay, a lot of other projects do as well. But then this quote over here, this is from Matt from Bitwise. The giants of finance are telling you something, position accordingly. If it can be tokenized, it will be tokenized. Tokenization is RWAs, okay? It's a fancy word for NFTs. Every stock, every bond, every fund, every asset can be tokenized. And if they are, it will revolutionize investing. This is from BlackRock CEO Larry Fink. Then he goes to say, from the Robinhood CEO, tokenization is the biggest innovation in the past decade. Okay. So we've got the super wealthy saying this is what's happening. This is what's coming. Okay. We want to hear what these people say, but we want to do our own due diligence and invest and act and do what we have to do based on our terms after we've looked at research both sides and all of those things. Gamer, I can't check through the stream because it's not on the docket for today. I got to stick with what's on the docket or I'm going to get confused. Okay, now we got more Ethereum news, but let's go ahead and cover what's going on with the market. So this is what we're seeing. Tezos was up like crazy yesterday, which is wild. Solana's up, Cas is up, Pengu is up, Jupe, Trump. Things are looking good in the market. Dogecoin, a lot of people are expecting Dogecoin to run again. That I'm not sure about. Because I feel like if Dogecoin was really, really going to run, it would have been when Elon Musk was shilling it like crazy with Doge and whatnot, and it didn't go too much. Maybe it just wasn't right time in the market. So I don't know if Dogecoin will go to $1. I don't. But with that being said, let's go ahead and do a quick market update because there's a lot happening, okay? Also, if you'd like to trade with me, I am currently we have a channel partner for Bitcoin IRA. If you're somebody who wants to create custom Bitcoin and crypto portfolios like an SEP or IRA and use them for tax advantages or whatnot, check them out. We've got Kraken down there below, and we also have Femex for you degenerates, okay? So whatever works for you guys. Now, we're going to start with the fresh naked chart with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, we had a swing wick high of 123, a swing wick low of 115, and we closed down over here at about 116, okay? Bitcoin is kind of just holding on here. It's kind of holding on to support. But good news is that we do have more support at about 109,000, like right over here, these candle heads, which is good, okay? That's good. So Bitcoin can get volatile right now and it could dump there, and that's not going to be an issue. Why? Because we're planning for this. We're understanding this, what could happen. We're consolidating really nicely within this range at about 115 and about 119, okay? Wonderful, fine, fantastic. So really not a whole lot of price action happening right now, but it is important to note what we're kind of seeing, what we're seing, okay, with the markets. Just kind of chilling. As far as the volume goes, there's some buying over here. Nothing too crazy. Now for Ethereum is doing well. We love to see it over here. I got to clean this chart up for you guys as well. But Ethereum, there's quite a bit of buying pressure over here. However, we did get that swing wick high up to almost the 0.168 fib area at about 3,800. But we're just kind of chilling over here. So the market's cooling off. Key support for me is $3,500. Will we hit $4,000 this month? It's really not too far away from it. Really, really, really not too far away. It's about a 10% gain And we've already had some pretty nice price action. Solana is outperforming. It seems to be that that Solana and Ethereum have inverse reactions over here. So Solana finally broke out above 185, and it's looked like it's getting to run. Next target for me would be 209. And I hold all of these that we're talking about. SUI's doing okay, holding nicely support of 381. XRP is going. We hit $33.62. Next target for me would be $3.85. And that would be, and I know there's some people, so I pulled up the all-time high on CoinMarketCap because people keep saying XRP is breaking all-time high. And I was like, well, all-time high in 2018 was $3.84. And they're like, no, that was an anomaly that happened on one of the exchanges. So I don't really know, but all I know is looking at the charts, 384, I want to see us flip above that. I'm going to start celebrating when I think XRP gets to $4. And I got XRP. Now, Chainlink was going absolutely crazy during the crypto week last week, primarily because Sergi was there. And Chainlink utilizes oracles, which make sure that your price feed data, especially DeFi, is accurate. So Chainlink is going to be one of these projects that I definitely do believe in, and I am holding it. Right now, we're getting ready to flip 1972. Cardano, ADA. I think we got a little bit of tea with ADA. We'll talk about it in a little bit, but we just broke above 86 cents. Next target would probably be about 95 cents, and I'm holding it. HBAR is doing well also, sustained 26 cents and getting ready to retap 30 cents. And again, when these are just as long as these targets I'm talking about, these are just if we continue to climb. If we break down, you have your supports as well. Okay, you've got your supports as well. A couple people asked for XLM. Let's talk about it. XLM is balancing really nicely at 47 cents over here above support, trading at 47 cents. We do have a Litecoin story that we're going to talk about, but Litecoin is also is getting ready to tap on 123. I want to see us flip above it. Okay, so this is what's happening with the markets. Things are looking good. Now let's get it back into stablecoins or Ethereum right here, because you guys know I'm an Ethereum bag holder. I'm an Ethereum bag holder. We need a word for NFT already. Well, there are NFTs, all kinds of stuff. Anyways. All right. So I need you guys to smash the like and push this out, okay? I need you guys to smash the like and push this out. All right. So this is from SharpLink Gaming. They're the ones that have the Ethereum treasury. A lot of it. SharpLink Gaming and Tom Ling will save my Ethereum bags, and they will help me be able to buy property for my family. That's all I care about here. Okay. I'm not going to sell all my Ethereum. I'm going to sell about 90%, most likely. But again, that may change because you have to be able to pivot when the market pivots. So they said accelerate stablecoins on Ethereum. And a lot of that is happening. A lot of that's happening. Now we've got Mr. Paul Barron over here talking about RLUSD. And I want to read his take because I think I like it. He says the Genius Act is helping, Hold on. Yeah. So basically Paul is saying game changer with RLUSD already compliant with the Genius Act, one-to-one reserve requirements in the monthly audit. XRP becomes a bridge for a regulated digital payments ecosystem. Every RLUSD transaction on XRPL burns XRP, creating deflationary pressure while institutional adoption soars. The future of payments isn't just digital, it is XRP powered. And he's right here. As far as him having the talking about being compliant with the Genius Act and whatnot, I need like a legal person to tell me this, because again, it's going to be very complicated, but at the same time, this is good and it is bullish for XRP. So I'm happy that that Ripple launched RLUSD part of their ecosystem before the Genius Act was approved, because now they have laws and rules as to what they can or can't do. And it's just good for the entire ecosystem. So we love this. This is great. Absolutely great. And I also like that we do that RLUSD runs on Ethereum and XRP. So it's the best of both worlds, especially for somebody like myself. So we love to see that. Now, Ripple posted this. Built for enterprise use cases, RLUSD delivers the security, compliance, and scale global business demand. We appreciate Blue Chip's A rating and recognition of RLUSD as the market's most trusted stablecoin. So Ripple is making moves with their stablecoin. And those of you that are like, well, what about XRP? This post over here from Paul Barron kind of sums that up, because it tells you how this is beneficial for XRP. Okay. And then also we have this, I don't know where I put the link, but the Genius Act is helping Ethereum have its moment. This is according to Bernstein. Bernstein was the same people that said that they're anticipating this to be a very long and tireless bull market, which it is. And they also said that stablecoins dominance on Ethereum is letting Ethereum have its moment, which makes sense. Plus, NFT volumes on Ethereum hit highest since January. And pretty exciting stuff. Really, really, really exciting stuff. Now, I want to get into this little piece of story over here. Hold on. This is from my buddy Archie. 74% of all Bitcoin is now held by long-term holders, a 15-year high. Why isn't anyone selling? Let's talk about why they're not selling. The reason why people are not selling their Bitcoin right now is because, number one, it's very, very, very hyped up. Also, two, we have billion-dollar corporations and companies, NASDAQ-listed companies, buying Bitcoin and holding it. They're also taking collateralized loans out against it. And there's also going to be a pathway to get loans, to take loans out on your Bitcoin for buy houses or different things like that. So this is probably why a lot of people don't want to sell it. Again, if you do have to sell a little bit of Bitcoin here and there, you do what works for you, whatever you got to do. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Next on the docket, we got some more Bitcoin news. Bitcoin dominance slides by most in 3 years as Bitcoin's correlation with altcoin weakens. So basically, when Bitcoin dominance is low, altcoins move. When Bitcoin dominance is high, altcoins dump. And Ethereum is actually going to be working on a new, what do they got going on over here? They're a Fusaka upgrade for November. So cool for them. Whatever. Also on Ethereum, Ether Machine to launch 1.5 institutional Ethereum yield fund. Company plans to launch one of the largest on-chain Ethereum positions of any public entity by generating Ethereum denominated returns through staking and DeFi participation. Again, we're going to see a lot more of these companies doing this, creating these strategic treasuries or whatever the hell's going on. But one of the things I'm going to tell you is this is also going to be what's going to bring in the bear market and the implosion. Because just because somebody has got a lot of money doesn't mean they know how to invest. Just because people are taking all this capital to buy crypto doesn't mean that they know exactly what they're doing. And again, crypto is very, very volatile. So this is wonderful. I love to see it. But at the same time, you got to be a little bit cautious here. A lot of the crypto Twitter OGs, I'm not one of them because I was only got in end of 2017, but they're like, be cautious for this stuff, but make as much money while all the hype and stuff is going on. Okay. Now, what else we got going on over here? DeFi Dev Corp grows Solana treasury to 999,999, raises 19 million from equity line of credit. They hold quite a bit of Solana, And again, we're going to see a lot of these companies continue to buy and hold, which is really great, really going to help all of us because we're actively trading and taking profits. Litecoin, Charlie Lee, and I posted a tick on this. I don't know how interested you guys are on Litecoin, but I did it to see. 100 million will be invested into Litecoin next week. That's 1.3% of the market cap of Litecoin. Some lore about Charlie Lee. He actually sold the top about with Litecoin back in last bull market, 2 bull markets ago. But he's still active and stuff in the community. But yeah, that's what's happened with Litecoin. So and if you guys don't know about Litecoin, the cool thing about it, it's like a version of Bitcoin, but not. And it does have some privacy aspects. And privacy is going to be very, very important, especially with the Genius Act and all these things happening. Now, this is from Watcher Guru. Dogecoin rises 13.5% in one day, surpassing $41 billion market cap. Will we hit $1? If we hit $1, I'll probably sell all my Dogecoin. Also, those of you that care, the White House to release its first crypto policy report this week on July 22nd, as required by Executive Order 14178. The reason why this is so important. I don't like eggplant. I'm not a big eggplant person. If it's with a bunch of other vegetables, but I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of it. I like eggplants, but I don't like eggplant lasagna. That's not even a thing. It's eggplant parmesan, I believe, but that's okay. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh, the reason why this is so important is really because crypto has been attacked for so long. And now we've got laws about it. Pretty cool stuff. So that's the only reason why I brought it up. But anyways, you guys, I got multiple calls today. I think I'm gonna interview the guys that dropped the XRP futures ETF. So I'll put that on the channel. But I got to do that today. I've got a couple calls, but I've got a lot of content that I got to get out for you guys. I'm going to drop something about the next crypto stock that you should be paying attention to. That's probably going to print like crazy. That'll be at 2 p.m. PT. And then I always like to do a little bit of roundup for you guys to make sure that y'all are getting your news and whatnot. But I'll catch you in a little bit. Sending you love and light. Congratulations to everybody that's doing well, okay? And do not forget to practice risk management and take profit. Bye. Bye, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.